Hi everybody, it's Betsy Eberly. I thought it might be a nice idea to do some yoga basics for people who may not be that familiar with yoga, who may be brand new to yoga, and I thought I would do this in two parts. The first part, which is today, we'll be working just on the floor. We won't be standing and flowing. It'll strictly be moving on the floor and getting a lot of nice stretching and lengthening. And then the next time, the session will be a little bit longer because we'll want to warm the body up first, and then we'll do some standing poses. So to start, I'll have you grab a pillow and or a blanket. I'm sitting on a pillow right now. The reason for that is to help my pelvis elevate so that my hip flexors, the muscles right through here, aren't working, they're not activated. It's also helping my knees drop a little bit closer to the earth so that I'm more open. This helps lengthen the spine more naturally versus if I'm off of this pillow and I'm all the way down on the earth. You probably can see just from the way I'm sitting, my knees are up closer to my body. There's tension being held in these muscles. We want those muscles to be relaxed. So you can grab a pillow, or if you've got a blanket, have the blanket folded up to enough of a thickness that it can raise you up at least a little bit. If you have anything at home like a yoga block, I don't know if you would, I'll grab one for you, show what it looks like. Yoga blocks like these you can purchase at Walmart, at Target. They come in different heights. The height's really not important. But if you do have something like this or want to purchase one and you watch this video again, you would just bring the block underneath you, sit on your sits bones, and again you can see how the hip flexors open up. Or if this isn't really comfy on your knees, you can also take the block and just sit with one leg to either side. Or if you're long-legged or feel a little bit tighter in the knees, you can stack the blocks and give yourself a little bit more space. That can feel nice. So whatever prop you have handy, you're welcome to use and come to. And just come to a gentle seat. And in yoga, the most important thing is breathing. We match our breath to our movement, especially when we're flowing through a vinyasa class, which is the kind of like the union of breath and movement. The movement and the breath move as one, and the breath helps you ease in and out of poses. And it just really feels nice flowing through the body and keeps you fluid. So when we breathe in yoga, we breathe through the nose, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And when we breathe and inhale, we really want the belly to fill with breath. A lot of times, you can even check yourself, if you put a hand on your chest and a hand on the belly. A lot of times when we breathe, most of our breath is up here in our chest. And when the breath is in the chest, it's more shallow. A lot of times it's more rapid. And what happens is that actually activates our fight or flight. It makes us more anxious and our bodies can't relax. If you allow the breath to move into the belly, let that belly expand. I know we spend a lot of time trying to pull the belly in, but it's super important for that belly to be able to expand, because as the belly expands, the diaphragm, which is actually a muscle, is able to move. And as that diaphragm muscle moves, it presses against and massages the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve, when that is nicely activated through the breath, sends a message up to the brain that activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the opposite of the fight or flight. It's the system that actually helps us relax. So if you're filling your belly with breath, expanding that diaphragm muscle, massaging the vagus nerve, you actually help yourself just begin to calm and settle naturally, which is a beautiful thing. And you can use that breath if you're feeling a little anxious, a little tense. It's just nice to know that we always have that to turn to. So with all that being said, come to that nice seat, close your eyes, maybe go ahead, put your hand, one hand on the chest, one hand on the belly, and just feel how you normally breathe. It's very natural to have at least some breath up in the chest, but we want to make sure that that belly is also filling. So just take a few breaths and allow the breath to go down to the belly as you inhale. And try to minimize the movement of the chest. Then you can let the hands go, bring them to your tops of your thighs, keeping the eyes closed, and just continue with that breath through the belly. I'll be silent for a few breaths. and you can gently open your eyes. So breath is number one in yoga, and spinal alignment is equal. It's way up there. If not tied for number one, it's also number two. So when we talk about spinal alignment, I'm going to turn to the side. Most of us spend so much time on our devices, looking down. Our heads begin to round forward. You can see the curve on my neck goes from being that natural curve this way to an unnatural curve forward, flexing. The shoulders, rather than being back, start to round forward. The back starts to round forward, and this is not good posture. We want the spinal alignment to be nice and long, aligned and straight. So, if this is how you normally sit, you might be a little slouched. You want to take a nice breath, inhaling to the belly, and help your spine to start to elongate. Feel like the crown of your head is reaching for the sky as you inhale. Allow the spine to grow. Get a little bit of a nice engagement through the belly so you feel strong. We're not tightening those muscles, but we're giving them some nice activation to feel strong. That helps support the low back. It helps to elongate the spine. Then start to gently draw your shoulder blades back together and then down. So you feel like you create some space in the neck. And then finally, you want to check where your ears are as your head forward. You want the ears to be drawn back over the shoulders. And you want to feel like the crown of your head is reaching for the sky, like there's a little string that's drawing you up. I actually have a little activation through my glutes too, and through my legs. I'm pretty active right now. You don't have to be quite this active, but you do want to feel like your spine is growing tall. This is proper alignment. This is the kind of alignment that we want to have in yoga, but we also want to have this throughout our day. So when we're on our phone, we're not here, we're up here. And we start to round forward. You want to consciously take breaks and draw yourself nicely aligned. This keeps a healthy spine. I'm going to turn back. So that spinal alignment, that nice long line, is a basic in just about every pose in yoga, unless we're intentionally flexing and extending through the spine. But you'll hear me throughout classes talk about a nicely aligned spine. So from here, we're just taking some nice breathing with that nicely aligned spine. To help get you there, you can bring your hands to the tops of your thighs and gently press and feel like you're lengthening the crown of your head up. And from here, a little engagement through that center line. Draw the shoulders back and then down. So it's not just back. We don't want the shoulders to be riding up like this. We want them drawn down so you feel like you've got kind of a swan's neck. Very nice. We'll gently let that relax, not totally relax, just gently let it relax. And we'll take a little bit of movement through the neck and a little bit of movement through the shoulders. If you have any neck issues, and you know you do, either skip this or just be really gentle with the way that you do it. We'll gently just tilt the head toward the right so the ear starts to tilt toward the shoulder. And just allow yourself to begin to feel that gentle stretch along the side of the neck. Please don't go to a position that feels uncomfortable. If you feel like you're a little too low and you're pressing, don't press. Just lift up a little bit so that you feel some stretch, but it's very subtle. Then you can imagine, I'll say this a lot also, imagine your breath filling the space to help it to expand. Then inhale, bring your head back through center. Give yourself a second or two just to reset. Inhale here. Exhale, tilt left ear to left shoulder. And try not to let the neck round forward. We want to keep the alignment of the ear over the shoulder. Again, imagine that your breath is filling the space, helping it to release. Inhale through center. And again, give yourself just a moment to settle. You can take some gentle some gentle neck rolls and then shoulder rolls. So again, just tilt the head toward the right, ear over shoulder. Gently allow the head to begin to slowly, very slowly, roll forward. Stop through center and just let the weight of gravity allow the back of those neck muscles to gently release. And then gently return the left ear over the left shoulder. And we'll continue that motion very slowly, just one more time to each side. You may even feel that starting to work along the spine if you're a little tight. Once you're through center, inhale your head back up. Check your alignment, draw your ears back over your shoulders. Very nice. If you are cross-legged right now, I'm going to have you switch the crossing of your legs. I didn't do that initially. I'll do it now. I normally start crossed this way, I'll cross the other way. Just taking some shoulder rolls, bring your hands to the tops of your thighs. Start to roll your shoulders back about 3 times. It doesn't matter how big these circles are or how small they are. Then stop after your third one and then reverse the movement. Release. Inhale your arms up. Palms face each other. Reverse the palms. Exhale. Press like you're pressing through water. Let there be resistance through the arm muscles. We're not just dropping the arms down. Arms come down to the sides again. Inhale up. The gaze may lift if it's okay with your neck. If not, the gaze can stay through center. Exhale, reverse, palms press. And the last one. Inhaling up. Exhaling and pressing down. And releasing. I'm going to come to a blanket since most of you are in a blanket. We'll take a little side bending from here. Again, inhaling, arms up. Exhale, left arm stays toward the sky, right arm comes down. Take a little side bend to your right. It's okay if that elbow bends to go further, but only go to where it's comfortable. You'll be feeling the stretch along the whole side body through fingertips. Check with your left glute. Has it kind of lifted up off of the earth? If it has, repress it down to stay even. You'll feel more of a stretch. Inhale up. Exhale to your left. Same thing. Check in with the right glute. Stay grounded. Even out if you're not even. Inhale up 2 more times to each side. Exhale to your right. Inhale up. Exhale left. Inhale up. Exhale right. Inhale up. Exhale left. Inhale up. Bring hands through prayer at heart center. Inhale. Exhale. Open your arms to cactus, keeping your elbows on about the height of your shoulders. We'll inhale through center and we'll take some twisting. Inhale. Exhale right. Inhale center. Exhale left. Inhale center. Exhale right. Inhale center. Exhale left. Inhale center. Exhale right. Last one. Inhale center. Exhale left. Inhale center. Exhale, bring hands through prayer at heart center. Release and take 2 shoulder rolls back. Should feel nice after the cactus work. Break and then 2 forward. One thing I do want to mention about the breath, which you may have noticed when we were just doing our twisting. Generally speaking, when we're inhaling it's when the body is neutral or opening up. When we exhale, it's when the body is twisting or closing in. So here we were open, we inhaled. Here, it's like you're pressing the breath out, coming through center. Inhale and exhale as you press it out. Come back through center. An example of opening and closing would be if we're inhaling here to open the heart. Exhale, closing in, drawing in, flexing through the spine. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and then coming back to neutral. I'm sorry, you didn't have to do that. I just wanted to give it to you as an example. So that works for being on the floor. It works for standing up. Anytime you're opening and extending through the spine, you're inhaling. Anytime you're closing and flexing through the spine, you're exhaling. We're going to come to the floor now into table pose. So you can remove your prop or your blanket, set it aside. We start with a lot of poses from table on the floor. So with table, hands are under shoulders, knees are under hips, feet are parallel, they're not touching one another. Your spine is nice and long. From the tailbone through the crown of the head is one long line. So we don't want the head dropped. We don't want to be bent through the cervical spine. We want the crown of the head reaching for the front of the room or reaching in front of you. So starting relaxed, you might feel like this. To make this an active table with nice, strong, long spinal alignment, nice straight spine, begin by pressing the hands into the earth, pressing tops of feet into the earth, activating through the glutes. As you press, feel like you're elongating the spine from the tail through the crown, reaching it long, and also opening the heart. So rather than shoulders rounding forward or down, we're drawing the shoulder blades together on the back and down the back as though the neck just got a little bit longer. You should feel active through your core. You should feel like those transverse abdominis muscles are active, and your whole body should feel nice and strong. To get even a little bit stronger, feel like you're drawing your palms back and your knees forward. Even though nothing is moving, you may even start to tremble because your body is so active here. Gently let that go, just a touch. Extend your right leg long behind you. Come to the ball of your foot and your toes. Then raise that foot just to hip height. Without a mirror, it's kind of hard to gauge, but you want to feel like your hip bones, which are not the outside of the hips, but the actual bones, are both facing down to the earth. If you feel like you're lifted up a little, you're probably not lifting that leg at hip height. You want to always feel like you're squaring those bones down to the earth. Sometimes I actually peek back to see where my foot is. So this is a three-legged table. If we want to go further, you can extend that left arm long. Try to align your bicep with your ear. Your toes of your right foot are active down toward the earth. And then lower the hand, lower the knee, and exchange. Extend the left leg long. Come to the ball of the foot. Lift to hip height. Check in with those hip bones. Are they facing the earth? Maybe take a quick peek back. Extend the right arm long. And this is bird dog. Gaze should be at the earth. Release the hand, release the knee. We're going to drop back to child's pose. Press through the hands. Feel like you're reaching your tailbone back to extend through your spine. You should feel a nice stretch along the full back. Coming back to as far as is comfortable. If you can't get all the way back, you may want to grab your blanket. You can bring it behind the knees so you have some place to feel like you're resting. Hands can come a little bit wider than the shoulders if you like. We were set up with them even with the shoulders, below the shoulders. Press back, and you should feel the length all the way along the muscles of the back. You may even feel it along the spine. Then to begin to rest a bit more, you can drop forearms to the earth. The head can come to the earth. And full rest would be letting the arms go long behind you. Bring your hands back to table under the shoulders. Draw yourself back up if you have the blanket set it aside. You can give your hips a little bit of movement from side to side. Curl through your toes. Check in with your shoulders. Mine happen to be rounded forward. I'm going to draw them back. Hover your knees. Lower them to tap. Hover. Lower. Hover. Lower. Uncurl toes. Now spread your knees wider, close to the edges of the mat, and then allow your toes to come together, the balls of the feet, and then press back to child's pose. This will feel maybe a little bit different because you're getting a different stretch through the legs. If you'd like, your hands can go forward a little as you drop the head down. Inhale yourself back up, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Extend the left leg long behind you. Swivel that right leg out behind you, and then come to the bottom of the left foot. Align the left arch with the right knee. Extend the left arm for the sky, modified side plank. Your gaze can be up to the sky. Your gaze can be straight ahead, or it can be down at the earth, whatever works best for your body. From here, You can lift the left leg to hip height, modified half moon. The foot is active like you're stamping that wall. Lower it down, lower the hand down, re-swivel that leg behind you, come to the ball of the left foot, reset. Just hover that right knee, drop it down, bring the left knee to the earth, extend through the right leg, swivel the left leg out to the side, come to the bottom of the right foot, extend the right arm for the sky, modified side plank. I'm going to readjust because I'm not aligned. There we go, the knee with the arch. If you want to challenge yourself, press into the back line of that right foot, lift and hover the left knee, bring it down, lift the right leg to hip height, bring it down, bring the hand back to the earth, re-swivel, reset, get square, then lift and hover that left knee, lower it down, lower the right knee down, slowly press back to child's pose to even your sides out. Inhale yourself back up. Extend the right leg out to the side. So I'm going to come this way so you can see. We're going to come into gate pose. So the left knee and the right arch align. Walk the hands back. Slowly lifting up. This is gate pose. Trying not to drop into that left hip. Feel like you're growing out of the left hip. Really reach through fingertips. The gaze can lift and the gaze can come through center. Take a little side bend to your right. Right hand drops down toward the leg. Inhale up. Exhale to your left. Inhale up. Then we're going to press the sits bones back. Reach the fingertips for the front of the room as we hinge at the hips. So pressing back, hands will come down to the earth. Press back. And it's like a child's pose shape, but with the leg extended. So we're getting some nice lengthening in that leg line. Inhale yourself back up through center. Draw the right knee in. Extend the left leg out. Align the arch with the knee. Walk the hands back. Again, check that you're nicely stabilized through that hip. I'm checking my alignment again. Inhale, arms up. Reach through fingertips. You may be feeling this along the right side body. Bring your gaze through center. Let the shoulders relax. Inhale here. Exhale to your left. Inhale up. Exhale to your right. Inhale up. Press sits bones back. Extend fingertips forward. Hinge at the hips. Bring hands down to the earth. Press back to lengthen through the spine. Get a nice stretch through that left leg. Toes are pointed forward. Inhale yourself back through center. Bring the knee back through center. Realign, making sure the hands are under the shoulders and the knees are under the hips and the legs are parallel. And press back to child's pose. Inhale back up through center. Come to an easy seat. Actually, come to sits bones, and then we're going to come to our backs, just doing a little back bending through bridge. Coming to the earth, having knees bent and hip bone distance apart. Comfortably set your pelvis, and we'll take a few rocks through the pelvis first. So, rocking the pelvis forward, then back. As you rock back, engage through your abdominal muscles. Feel like you're drawing your hips towards your ribs, then gently release. Back and forward and back and forward. The next time you rock back, let your low back contact the earth. Press feet into the earth, activate the legs, activate the glutes, allow your arms and hands to support you. Press shoulder blades back toward the earth gently and lift the hips toward the sky. Feel like the inner line of your legs are drawing in toward each other but not touching. And then gently press your head back into the earth just to release any tension in your neck. Slowly roll down one vertebra at a time. Allow yourself to settle for a breath. Inhale your knees into your chest. Hug them in. Let your hands come out from your shoulders, extend them on the earth for support. Inhale here. Exhale, let the knees drop toward the left. Relaxing into a twist. If you can, try to have both shoulders on the earth. Otherwise, you can have a blanket underneath to support so that you can keep shoulders on the earth. Inhale through center. Take a breath. Exhale to your right. Inhale through center. Grab a hold of your knees. We're going to rock ourselves up to a seat. So you can hold on to the fronts of the shins or the backs of the thighs. Backs of the thighs might be easier. Tuck them in. And as long as this is okay for your spine and your neck, you can roll yourself up. Otherwise, just come up to a seat. So for rolling, take a few rolls along the spine. Come up to a gentle seat. You don't have to be on a prop at this point. Closing the eyes. Letting the body relax, letting the breath begin to relax. Maybe taking a nice inhale through the nose and an exhale through the mouth to settle a little bit further into the earth. Bringing hands to prayer at heart center and gently bowing in. Thank you all so much for joining me in this half hour of floor yoga. May you have a peaceful, joyful day. Stay connected and share your light. Namaste.